take it because there are a lot of Spanish-speaking people in the world.
I took French because I always was interested with their culture and the language. Like, I think it's such a pretty language because it's one of the Romance language. So, like, I thought it would be interesting to take.
I chose to take Latin because I thought it would be very interesting to learn about an ancient culture that doesn't exist anymore, to speak that language.
I chose to take Chinese because it would help me in the future with colleges and it'll be good on a resume.
I like the teachers, and I like the Spanish language as a whole. Very interesting.
I like that it doesn't exist because not everyone knows Latin, and I like all the history that comes with learning it.
The culture mainly.
I do think it'll help me in the future because I plan to study abroad in college, and I would like to go to France and study there. And then also my future career, like they require language, so that would help me.
Yes, because Latin can increase your SAT scores, which means that I'll get a higher SAT score, and then I'll get into a good college, and then maybe I'll even get a scholarship because my SAT scores are so high. So then I'll get a good job because then I'll have graduated a top-notch college that I got into with my great SAT scores, which ultimately was earned from taking Latin. So yes, that will help in the future.
Yeah, Chinese is like a growing language now, and it's gonna be better to get a job, so I guess it would help in the future.
Yeah, it's helped me like memorize vocab and like other things for other classes.
Yes, for when I study French, I use index cards. I write the vocab in English on one side and the French on the other. So like now, with other classes, I use flashcards, and it helps me memorize.
Latin helps with other subjects because it's a root, like the root word of Latin is the root word of other words, like in English, like vocab, but it's mostly just memorization for Latin, so.
Yeah, it's just helping me like to memorize more things and to make flashcards, like it helps more.
It's important because a lot of people speak different languages other than English, so it's important to communicate with other people.
Studying world language helps them people to be more involved around the world rather than just being biased with just the United States. They get to know about other countries and like Europe, so they get to know a lot more. They're just a better understanding of everything.
I think it's important to study a world language because you should really know how to communicate with other people. Even though Latin doesn't really exist in a conversational way, it still exists in great books and great works of the world, so it's good to know more than just English. Yes.
It's important for you to study a world language to understand other cultures so you can better understand yours.